All right, we're going to go over this problem from section 1.3 of the homework because it's an idea that we're going to talk about later on in the semester. And I forgot it showed up on this homework. So let's just go through this example and then you'll be able to do this problem. So we're told that f is a continuous function. It's continuous everywhere, meaning for every x value, f of x is continuous, meaning there's no jumps or holes in the graph. And we were given a bunch of values. So we have x values and corresponding f of x values. And we're asked, what is the minimum number of times that we would expect this function to cross or equal the height of 7 over the interval 0 to 40? That's the x interval that we're given here. Okay, so let's draw a picture and try to get an idea of what's going on. So here's my x-axis and my y-axis. And we're told, I'm just going to plot these points roughly on my axes here. We know that the function goes through the points 0, -2. So let's say that's down here. 10, 11. So we're told the x values at 0, 10, 20, 30, and 40. So let me go and put those on my axis here. So I'll say this is 10, this is 20, this is 30, and this is 40. And maybe another helpful thing for me to put is what this height f of x equals 7, where it appears on my graph. I'm just going to use a little dotted line and say this is the height 7, because I want to know when f of x might cross this height. Okay, so back to plotting points. 10, 11. Well, 11 is bigger than 7, so I know the point 10, 11 is somewhere up here. And then 20, 10. Well, 10 is still bigger than 7, so maybe 2010 is up here. And then 30, comma 2. 2 is less than 7, so I know that's probably somewhere down here. And then 40, comma 5. Well, 5 is also less than 7, so that's going to be somewhere down here. Okay. Now, the question is, what's the minimum number of times that f of x might equal this height of 7? Well, we know that it has to go through these each of these points, because we're told that that's where the function, some of the function values. So it could be that the function, I just connect the dots, like maybe the function looks like this, like that. Okay. Now, that would tell me that this function crosses the graph at 2 places, crosses the height of 7 at 2 places. Now, the reason that they say what's the minimum number of times is because this function could have done something weird. It could have done like this and crossed a bunch of times and still gone through all the points we were told, right? So this graph that I drew went through, has, f of x equals 7 at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. So a bunch of points. But we don't know that the function does that. All we know is that at least it has to go from a height of -2 to 11. Then it goes to a height of 10. Then it has to go from 10 to 2, so it has to cross 7 again. And then it goes from 2 to 5. So it doesn't have to cross 7 in some of these places. So the minimum number of times this function equals 7 is the minimum number of times I have to cross this height of 7 in order to connect the dots I was given. And that tells me that the minimum number of times for this function is 2. So the answer here is 2. Okay, you'll have a function that has, you'll probably in your homework have different values here and a different value here. So, try to sketch a little picture and see what the minimum number of times you'd have to cross the given height is for your function. Let me know if you have any other questions.